Now please see here. Suppose for example, I have an equation y is equal to mx plus c. Suppose I am taking this equation slope form of a line. Right now, this is the slope form of a line which we have already studied. Now, suppose there is some random equation which is given. For example, 2x plus 3y is equal to 4. Some random equation I am taking for your better understanding. Now, this equation, whatever I have written right now, I want to express in terms of y is equal to mx plus c. By expressing in terms of y is equal to mx plus c, I want to find the slope of it. How to find the slope of a line? This is what I am teaching you right now. How to find the slope of a line, right? How to find the slope by comparing with the standard equation y is equal to mx plus c. So left hand side there should be only y. So this can be written as 3y is equal to 4 minus 2x, or y is equal to minus 2 by 3x plus 4 by 3, right? Minus 2 by 3 x plus 4 by 3. That means if I compare with the standard equation, the coefficient of x is nothing but the slope m, and that is nothing but in this example minus 2 by 3. So slope of this line is nothing but minus 2 by 3. Now think little logically, sir. I am not only teaching you how to find the slope of this line, think little logically. Can I say that suppose if the equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to 44. Earlier equation was only 4. Now I am making it as 44. Same thing if I simplify. 3y is equal to minus 2x plus 44, and y will be equal to minus 2 by 3 times of x plus 44 by 3. That means again the slope value is minus 2 by 3 itself. That means what I am trying to say here is, it is very simple. Whatever I am trying to say here in simple language, can I say that this c value, let it be 4, let it be 44, let it be 144, let it be 48, let it be any other value, it really does not make any difference with respect to the slope. Slope really does not depend on the value of c. On which value will the slope depend? Instead of 2x and 3y, if I have some other value, 3x plus 4y is equal to 5. Now the value of slope will differ, right? Now the value of slope will differ. That means in simple language, slope will depend on coefficient of x and coefficient of y, but definitely it will not depend on constant value. I believe that this ideology is very clear for you people. I will tell you that slope will depend on definitely coefficient of x. Slope will also depend definitely on coefficient of y, but definitely slope will not depend on this constant value c. It can be 4 or 44. It really does not make any difference. The slope in both the cases are absolutely the same. I believe that the idea is very clear for you people. I hope the idea is clear, sir. Now this is y is equal to mx plus c is what I have taken. Suppose for example, let me take another equation of a line, ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. If I want to express this particular line in terms of y is equal to mx plus c, this becomes y is equal to minus a by b times of x minus c by b. That means slope is nothing but minus a by b. Can I say that this slope is nothing but minus a by b? In simple language, keep that minus as it is. A is nothing but the coefficient of x divided by, a is nothing but the coefficient of x divided by, b is nothing but the coefficient of y. That means whenever you want to find the slope of any line, slope of any line is given by the notation minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y, minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. I believe this ideology is also very clear for you. This is exactly what I told. Slope depends on the coefficient of x and also on coefficient of y, but definitely not on this constant value c. I believe that the idea is very clear for you people. Now suppose for example, this is something which we have already studied. in case of a parallel line, right, in case of parallel lines, we know that in case of parallel lines, then m1 and m2 will definitely be equal. That means what is the meaning of m1 and m2 both are equal? Both are parallel lines means both are making the same angle theta with respect to the x-axis. That means when both are making same angle theta with respect to x-axis, definitely tan theta value will also be the same for both the lines. Tan theta is nothing but the slope value. That means whenever two lines are parallel, slope will always be equal. Slope is m1 and m2. Slope will always be equal. That means can I say that in case of parallel lines, if the slope of both the lines, if slope of both the lines has to be equal, if the slope of both the lines has to be equal, can I definitely make this statement right now, sir? If slope of both the lines has to be equal, then coefficient of x, then coefficient of x and coefficient of x and coefficient of y has to be equal for both the lines. That means coefficient of x and coefficient of y should be equal for both the lines, or it should be the same. Why? Because slope is nothing but minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. That means slope of first line, whatever coefficient of x is there, I will substitute here. Second line also, so coefficient of y also I will substitute. Second line also the same coefficient of x and y should be there. Then only the slope of both the lines will be equal. That is the reason whenever they are parallel lines, the slopes are equal, and if the slope has to be equal, then the coefficient of x and y of both the lines should definitely be equal. That means in simple language I can say this statement that suppose there is a line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. There is another line which is parallel to this line. The equation of the line which is parallel to ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 will be of the form coefficient of x should be same, coefficient of y should be same, the constant can differ, right? Coefficient of x and y should definitely be same. These two lines are said to be parallel lines. I hope the idea is very clear for you people, sir. I hope it is very clear. This is the concept what we have learnt just now. Using this concept, how to solve a question. Now see this question, sir. Very simple once you understand the concept. Your question is find the equation of a line which is parallel to another line. That means whatever the equation of a line which we are finding, that line is parallel to another line. 3x plus 4y is equal to 111, and that line is also passing through 2, 1. Now see here, they are saying that there is a line called as 3x plus 4y is equal to 111. Whatever the line which we are finding, that line is parallel to this particular line. Any parallel lines will have the same coefficient of x. Coefficient of x is 3. Write down the same value. Same coefficient of y should be there. Write down the same coefficient for constant can differ. Write down some other constant k for example. Now this is the equation of the line whatever we are trying to find, but we don't know the value of k as of now, but it is also given in the question that this particular line, it will pass through 2, 1. What is the meaning of line is passing through 2, 1? The meaning of that is that point 2, 1 is lying on the line. If that point 2, 1 is lying on the line, it should satisfy the equation of the line. That means substitute x value as 2, substitute y value as 1, and k is something which we are finding. This is 6 plus 4 which is 10. K value is nothing but 10. So the equation of the line whatever we are trying to find is 3x plus 4y is equal to k. and k value happens to be 10. 3x plus 4y is equal to 10. This is the equation of the line which we are finding. I am repeating once again, son. Whenever two lines are parallel to each other, slopes are equal. And if the slope has to become equal, then the coefficients of x and y of both the equations should definitely be same. Then only the slope will become equal, because the slope is given by the notation minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. I believe the idea is clear. Now, whatever we have learnt till now is for a parallel condition. Suppose, what if two lines are perpendicular to each other, right? This also might be another condition. What if two lines are perpendicular to each other? Now, whenever any two lines are perpendicular to each other, we know that the product of their slopes is nothing but given by minus 1. m1 into m2 is nothing but minus 1. I can also write it as m2 is nothing but minus 1 divided by m1. m2 is nothing but minus 1 divided by m1. Now, what is the meaning of m2 is minus 1 divided by m1? Suppose there is a line ax plus by is equal to c. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Let it be like this. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is one line. To this line, there is another line which is perpendicular to this. There is another line which is perpendicular to this. Perpendicular line means, can I say that m1 is equal to reciprocal of m2 with a negative sign. m1 is nothing but the reverse of m2 with a negative sign. That means whatever the coefficient of x is there, that will become the reverse. That means that will become the coefficient of y in the perpendicular line. That means coefficient of y becomes a right now. Whatever the coefficient of y is there, that becomes the coefficient of x. That means coefficient of x will become b right now. And if the sign in between is plus, then it will become reverse. It will become minus. Constant also will differ, right? Constant also will differ. These two lines are nothing but perpendicular to each other. I believe that you are able to understand whatever I am trying to say. If you are not able to understand, sir, why it is like this, why it is happening like this, because m2 is nothing but reciprocal of m1. So coefficients of x and y should reverse. And why are you changing the sign in between? Because it is not only reciprocal of m1, it is negative reciprocal of m1. It is minus 1 by m1. So that minus also, that means there is a change of sign also which we need to take care of in between. Now, if you do not understand that clearly from these notations, you will understand much more better when I take a problem. Do not worry about that part. Now see this question, sir. Your question is, find the equation of a line which is perpendicular to another line. 4x plus 5y is equal to 119 and passing through 3, 2. Now, there is a line called as 4x plus 5y is equal to 119. And for this particular line, there is another line which is perpendicular to this particular line. Perpendicular means coefficient of x and y will interchange. That means it becomes 5x and 4y. Because there is a plus sign in between, now it becomes a minus sign. The sign also in between will change. Constant also will change. Now, this is the equation of the line which we are trying to find. But we don't know k value at present. And it is also given in the question that that line is passing through 3, 2. That means that 3, 2 is on that particular line. So 3, 2 should satisfy the equation of line. So it is 5 into 3 minus 4 into 2 is equal to k. So k value is 15 minus 8, which is 7. So equation of a line which is perpendicular to the given line is 5x minus 4y minus 7 is equal to 0. This is the equation of the line which is perpendicular to the given line which is given in the question. I believe that you understood the logic of parallel lines and perpendicular lines. I hope the idea is very, very clear for you people, sir. There should be not any single confusion in whatever I have taught you till now. Parallel lines means x and y coefficients will not change of both the parallel lines. Only the constant value will change. Perpendicular lines means the x and y coefficients will interchange. They will interchange, and the sign in between also will change. If it is plus, it becomes a minus, or if it is minus, it becomes a plus, and the constant also will change. And I told you why it will change also for both parallel and perpendicular lines. I hope there should not be any confusions with whatever we have discussed till now. I hope it is clear, sir. I hope it is very, very clear for you. Now please see this question. This is a very, very good question which came in year 2015 if I am not wrong. Maybe in year 2015 or 2016 this question has come in the examination. I exactly do not remember which year it has come, but definitely one of these 2 years it has come. Now see here, your question is 2 points a plus 3 comma b plus k and a comma b are on the line x minus 2y plus 9 is equal to 0. Find the value of a. Now there is a line x minus 2y plus 9 is equal to 0. There are 2 points. One of the point is a plus 3 comma b plus k, and the other point is a comma b. Now you might say that, sir, in place of x I should substitute a plus 3. In place of y I should substitute b plus k. Similarly, again, in place of x I should substitute a. In place of y I should substitute b, and I should keep solving. Yes, that is also the method which we can implement, but that's a very, very tedious method. It will take a lot of time. If we are little smart, we can solve it little faster, sir. Now can I say that we know this particular logic? What is the logic? What is the slope of a line? What is the slope of a line passing through 2 points? Slope of a line passing through 2 points, it is given by the notation. We understood it sometime before also. Is given by the notation that slope is m. It is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, right? y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That means there is a point here, there is another point here. This particular point is nothing but a plus 3 comma b plus k. There is another point. This point is nothing but a comma b. Now what is that they are asking? Slope of this particular line which is passing through 2 points. It is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So I can say that y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 can be the equation. Now that slope, the same slope m, can also be given by, now see here, if I simplify y2 minus y1, y2 is nothing but b, y1 is nothing but b plus k. So it is b minus of b plus k, b minus k, x2 minus x1. It is a minus 3. So b minus b cancels, a minus a cancels. So m is nothing but minus k divided by minus 3. M is nothing but k by 3. Now can I also say that the slope of the line, the equation of the line is x minus 2y plus 9 is equal to 0. How to find the slope of this line? Slope of this line can be found as minus coefficient of x. Coefficient of x is 1 divided by coefficient of y. Coefficient of y is minus 2. So minus 1 by minus 2 is 1 by 2. Both are nothing but the slope of the line. So I can equate both of them. Here the slope of the line I got it as k by 3. Here the slope of the line I got it as 1 by 2. Both are equal. If I simplify, I will get k value 3 by 2. This is the best method to be implemented for this question, rather than substituting these points in the given equation and then simplifying. I hope you are able to correlate how to solve some tricky questions in the most easiest way possible. I hope the idea should be very, very clear for you, sir.